That beat always get me. It just makes me sing. Yes, people. This is the dopest podcast in the DMV, the HL podcast. It is our HL Tuesdays. This is our HL News Report. Yes, we back at it. We haven't dropped one since like March, April. So this is big. This is the first one on the StreamYard platform. Just a brief description, people. We're just gonna, give y'all what's happening with the news, some hot topics right now. We got something special at the end. Chief is going to drop something at the end, but yeah, we rolling. We are presented to you all by the Harris Firm and Willpower Innovations.
Yes, sir.
I am Rock. That is Chief.
In the building.
Yes, we are in the building. We are live on the StreamYard platform. Please, people, check us out. Check out our latest episodes and interviews on our YouTube channel and all major podcast platforms right now. All right, we just dropped 65 last week. Lions and Wolves.
Woo!
Facts.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah, that one was, yeah. We will be back next Thursday, obviously, because of Thanksgiving holiday, and happy Thanksgiving to everybody out there. So we will be back next Thursday for episode 66. All right. Please follow us on IG, TikTok, and Facebook at the HL Podcast. We are now available on the Roku platform and Apple TV on the Politicking app. That's the Politicking app, courtesy of our partnership with the Politicking Broadcasting. Shout out to everybody out there in LA. Please download the Politicking app right now. And lastly, but certainly not least, the 5th issue of the HL magazine is available right now on IG at the HL Mag. We got some big moves happening with that coming hopefully within next couple of weeks.
Yep.
As we are about to drop the 6th issue, that will be out just before Christmas time for everybody to get a good read in. All right. So again, HL News. All right. A little bit similar to how we do other podcasts. But we're going to start it off right now with on this date. All right. So on this day in history, the Big O, Oscar Robertson, all right, the first Mr. Triple Double. I know the second is your boy, Chief.
Russell Westbrook, man.
Yeah, that would have been crazy had it been Wall for Westbrook, but we'll get to that in a minute.
Facts.
I know you would have been at every game up in the Capital One Arena.
Sign me up.
But Oscar Robertson, okay, again, the Big O, Mr. Triple Double. Today is his birthday. Today is November 24th, 2020. He was born in 1938. All right, 1938. God bless him. The man is 81 today.
What?
81. Yes.
I was sleeping. 81 for the Big O?
81 for the Big O. Blessings, man. He is still with us on this earth. God just, please protect all of our greats that are still on this earth for as long as they can be. But with Oscar Robertson, obviously, one of the greatest of all time. I'm sure probably up until the 2000s, he was probably in everybody's top 10, but then 2000, you had Kobe and Shaq and Duncan and LeBron. And so, but he was, he's definitely top 15 for sure all time. This man averaged a triple double, the first one to do that up until Westbrook a couple of years ago, a triple double. He was a champion in 71 with Kareem Abdul-Jabbar with Milwaukee. He was a MVP. Had his jersey retired with 2 teams, the Kings and the Bucks. That's just 2 teams. We were just talking about that with
Jordan
right?
and who was the other one?
I forget who that was.
Kareem. Is it
Yeah, it may have
Kareem
been
in Bucks
Kareem.
and
Yeah,
Lakers?
Kareem. Yeah, Milwaukee and LA. Yep,
Yeah.
yep,
Okay.
yep. So yeah, so again, just a what you would call not freak of nature back then, but just a dynamic player. Again, nobody before him was averaging a triple double.
Averaging, like
Average.
average.
Yes.
This is what he gets. This is what he does. Like, I didn't know he was 81. That's what I'm intrigued about. Time is flying, dog. That's crazy.
Yes. Yep. Again, at the time, 6'5" back then, that was considered a big guard, which I can imagine. Coming from the 50s and 60s, all guards back then were probably maybe 6 foot, 6'1". So for him to be
barely,
6'5", for him to be 6'5", that's dope. He was enshrined into the Basketball Hall of Fame in 1980, as he should have been. And yeah, man, just got to say happy birthday to one of the greats in the game, in NBA history, Oscar Robertson. Again today, he is 81, born on this date, November 24th in 1938.
Shout out to the Big O, man.
The Big O, man. Also on this date, and I believe we did this one, I want to say 2 years ago. But this is still very important. And for those of you who do not know, right after Reconstruction, there was, and really right before, there was Jim Crow laws, right? In the South, there was a thing called the Black Codes. Okay? So the Black Codes, sometimes called the Black Laws, were laws that were conducted to govern basically African Americans in the southern states from trying to vote, from trying to have positions in political power, right? From keeping them from bearing arms or testifying or being part of a jury, from attending white schools, right? All of those different things is what the Black Codes was geared towards, right? So Mississippi on this date, November 24th, 1865, became the first state to enact and pass these Black Codes in the southern states.
Yeah, actually, I do remember you bringing this up. I don't think it was all the way 2 years, maybe last year around, like you said, around this time again.
Okay.
So yeah, I do remember this, which seems like they still stand, not just in Mississippi, but worldwide. But yeah.
And what's interesting is the North. There was a lot of the northern states were basically most of them were considered free states. You still had people that still owned slaves or that was my property or whatever the case may be. But the surprise is the northern states, such as Connecticut, Ohio, Illinois, Indiana is not so much of a surprise. That's the birthplace of the Klan. Michigan and New York had similar laws that would discourage free Black people from living in the same neighborhoods. Oh, and I'm sorry, what do we call that now?
Gentrification.
Hey, there you go.
Okay. Just checking.
Yeah, that sounds pretty similar. It's amazing how history constantly repeats itself, but nobody or a lot of people aren't paying attention. And I'm glad we have this platform. And hopefully everybody that's listening, if this is news to you, a lot of things are news to us too. When we research it or hear about it or see it. But it's just amazing how history repeats itself.
I agree. It's a verse in the Bible saying it's nothing new under the sun. You know, the sun has never died out. So that means it's never been nothing new under the sun since the sun was born billions of years ago. Like, so that means the same stuff that we're seeing, it's already happened. But you know what gets to them when they cut the TV on and all of that. That stuff right there, just they call it brainwashing.
Right.
But it just takes it all away. As soon as that screen hit, they hypnotized with it, man. And it's crazy because I feel like even if I feel like I'm getting hypnotized, I'm like, that don't seem right. Then I do extra. I go in here and kind of read a little bit, you know?
Yeah.
I don't think everybody had that same push or that same edge to get out the matrix, sort of say, you know? So, yeah.
That's good. That's good.
That's
red or blue? Red or blue?
Red or blue, right?
All right, so people, that was our 2 topics for On This Day. Again, shout out to the Big O. Appreciate it. Shout out to the Big O, Oscar Robertson, again, born on this date in 1938. And in history, Mississippi became the first state to pass the black codes, which, you know, later became the Jim Crow, became segregation, became gentrification, all of these things centered around that. Again, people, this is the HL Podcast. We are giving you the HL News Report on this Tuesday for our HL Tuesdays. Again, that is Chief. I am Aaron Rock. You can check us out and view all of our previous episodes on all the major podcast platforms in our YouTube channel. Hottest topics right now, people.
Oh, man.
In the NBA, all right. Chief, you know, so on the lineup, you know, I have a few of the winners and losers of free agency so far. You know, I've included as winners, the Lakers, the Suns, Bucks, Blazers, Sixers, a couple of losers right now, the Clippers, Rockets. You know, so give your take on some of your biggest winners and losers right now. Do you agree with this list? A couple of teams you might want to add. Any significant pieces that have dropped, you know, like what's his name? Ingram just got his deal.
Yes, I'm happy for Brandon Ingram. Yep, Bam. I'm happy for Bam.
He's got their, you know, extensions. I think Mitchell got his. Tatum.
Yeah, I'm happy for them. Tatum. Yep.
Yep. So what are your biggest takeaways right now?
One, I like that the Pelicans when they got my guy Steven Adams. That's going to be a great. I saw a meme. Somebody said, whoever going to play the Pelicans, whoever the center going to get beat up because you got to deal with Zion and Steven Adams. Not to mention Steven Adams is going to be teaching Zion the way of the game. That's tough right there. So I do like that pickup. Let's talk Lakers first. You might as well just attack the elephant in the room. Those guys, if you never believed that LeBron had pull in the room, you better believe it now. He got Montrez to come over. Okay, and then Montrez, of course, your boy Pat Bev was kind of mad.
Hold up, whose boy?
I mean, my boy,
Nah, he can go hold out with all that, man. Pat,
he said, switch that up.
I've never seen somebody talk so much shit and but go ahead.
Yeah, he's still a dog, but he cold. But the Lakers, LeBron that's just not management trying to pull. That's LeBron in them rooms now. Not to mention they got who else? They got Schroeder, they got Wesley Matthews, your defender. And then they get Wesley Matthews first, I believe, and next thing you know, Avery Bradley is gone. So they knew. So let's go fill that in with another perimeter defender, right? They keep KCP. Like, again, they got Montrez, right? They get your boy Morris back. And they got Marc Gasol.
Marc Gasol. That's a huge one.
Okay. The other Gasol brother and Marc Gasol was actually drafted by the Lakers and then swapped for his brother Powell when they first got drafted. I forget the year. So to lose Rondo, I'm not even going to say.
Rondo, I got you. Rondo, Avery Bradley, JaVale McGee, Dwight Howard. And I want to say that's it so far because the Waiters and J.R. Smith, I guess, I'm assuming.
Yeah, so those significant four.
Yep.
You bring in Gasol. Okay. You bring back Morris, you bring in Montrez, you get Wesley Matthews, who can shoot too, but he's your defender. That's tough.
Yeah.
That's a lot of chess being played.
Yeah.
A lot.
Yeah, we get the Lakers, they just basically read up. Still got to secure Anthony Davis, but they're just working on structure, like we talked about off air at this point. Losers right now to me. What is Houston doing?
I am so glad you said that.
It's okay. Harden says, look, well, first you fired D'Antoni. Okay. Bring in a black head coach. Shout out to the Rockets for doing that. But then already he's coming into chaos, right? Typical situation. I mean, you still gotta shout out the organization, but typical situation that organizations put these black coaches in.
Literally every time. You can't make it up anymore.
Facts. So then Harden's like, yo, I want to play with KD and Kyrie. I want to go to Brooklyn. Denies the extension. Westbrook at this point, he's like, yo, me and Harden were boys, but we just don't fit. And I want to be the guy.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Speaking of that, real quick, with Westbrook, if Houston can find, or if the Pelicans could find a way to ship maybe Bledsoe, Josh Hart, and keep Ingram and Zion, obviously, maybe Ball goes, that would be tough.
That would be tough.
That would be tough. But yeah, it's just with Houston, okay, the rumors out there with John Wall and Westbrook. Why aren't you? It seems like you're hell bent on trading these guys. Why aren't you then trying to make some moves? Other than the trades that they've done, but those aren't significant moves. Like you need to find a way to get some type of big man. I don't know. I'm missing it with them.
Yeah,
like, okay,
I agree.
All your people want to leave. You say you're not going to deal them. Well, you need to then do something to counteract that because these guys can just not play once the season starts. So even though they're under contract, Harden could just say whatever. Westbrook could just say whatever and not play, not risk their bodies, similar to what AD did, even though he still came off an injury.
Yeah.
But so yeah, the Rockets to me are, what are you guys doing right now?
Yeah, and I think they did add a Boogie, but a Boogie in a starting role right now is tough. Yeah. With the animosity with like you said, they don't want to deal James Harden. They're trying to figure out what to do with Russ. Mm-hmm. Bringing that dynamic there, it's kind of tough.
Right.
So I'm glad you brought up the Rockets because I was thinking they're one of the losers too. As to why haven't they gotten 3 people for James Harden yet? At least try to make Westbrook happy or something. I don't know, because Westbrook coming to DC is tough, but I don't know. I think if he gets the trade, then they'll probably try to find some way to buy it out. Then next thing you know, he's gonna be somewhere else. Yeah. So it's like trade now, while everything is hot.
Yeah,
I don't know. I feel you. I agree.
And real quick, you brought up Boogie Cousins, Houston. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I get it.
Yeah,
but I wish he would have came to DC or Charlotte.
Charlotte, yes.
Like you would have had more of a. You're coming off of not playing, but then you would have a supporting cast around you at least.
Right.
Houston, those guys might not even be there. So you're potentially banking on, if I'm DeMarcus Cousins, I guess just either having all the attention or one of those guys staying that you can run with. But
And that's probably what he's doing. He's probably gonna pull a D Rose, go somewhere like Minnesota, build their resume up to get paid, which I get. But I don't see myself putting myself into animosity to try to add value.
Right.
I don't really see that. I mean, like I said, if I'm DeMarcus, I see the Bucks. I see Miami. Okay. I see a lot of these teams that I know I'm only going to get 15 to right. I'm only going to get 15 to 20 minutes anyway. I feel value with talent. Don't go into a rock slide already. Now, we could be wrong. Houston can turn it all around. But from what I'm saying right now, it's tough. Yeah. It's tough.
The Spurs, if you want to
the Spurs, right.
Alex,
like,
yeah, I don't know. But
I don't know either, man.
For everyone that doesn't support the NFL or watch football, we had a first last night in the league. Okay, it was the first time that we had an all-black officiating crew. Okay, all-black officiating crew for an NFL game. Okay, now all these guys have experience.
Yeah,
but they have all not been on the field together, obviously.
Which is crazy.
Crazy. So I want to say their names. Shout out to these brothers here. Referee Jerome Boger, referee. Okay, so that means he leads the crew for all you people, again, either don't watch football or don't know too much about football. He leads the team, so he's like, you know, the chief out there.
Right.
Umpire Barry Anderson, okay. Down judge Julian Mapp, okay. Line judge Carl Johnson. Side judge Dale Shaw. Field judge Anthony Jeffries. And back judge Greg Sheed.
Covering the whole field with that melanin skin men, man. That's what's up, man. I wonder how they feel. I didn't really see like any interviews for them or like them talking about how they felt about all being on the same field. So I wonder how they feel about that. That's history.
Facts. And speaking of who felt something about it, Bucks coach. As the Bucks played the Tampa Bay Buccaneers played the LA Rams last night. Bucks coach Bruce Arians.
Yeah.
Which, if you close your eyes and listen to him talk, he sounds just like a brother, yo. But he has been in support of diversity in hiring throughout the league. He had this pretty much to say, and I quote, "Way too long for it to come. I know a lot of those guys. They're great referees. It's an historic night, and I think it's fantastic." All right, which hopefully he echoes more coaches or players or GMs out there. Maybe not so much owners, but
yeah.
But and also speaking of history, I'm gonna let you guess. You may know. But when was the first black official of any sport brought up? What year?
76.
76. Okay, close. Want another guess?
69.
Even closer. 65 in the NFL.
What?
1965.
Well, that makes sense.
Yep. Burl Toller. Shout out to Burl Toller. He was the first black official of any sport. Mind you, all of these sports was taking place heavy in 65.
Yes.
Even tennis.
Yes.
All right. So shout out to Burl Toller. But yeah, it's just good to know. It's great to again, it still sucks that in 2020 we are having first still for black people. But nevertheless, the NFL, we're trying to, bring the image together and in their way, support the Black community.
Yeah.
Especially when their, a league is 80% Black men.
Yeah.
Shout out to the NFL for this. All right. But again, you can't stop here. Let's have the second game. Let's have the third game. Let's have them do it in the playoffs, possibly the Super Bowl. That's, when we start seeing that, then yeah.
I agree. And start moving up the chain, right? We love the referees because they control the game. But let's start seeing, like, you're right. It is crazy that it's still a first for Black people in 2020. Every day is a first for us, which is crazy, but a blessing. But let's start moving it up the chain. The first 5 NFL Black coaches to be part of 2021. Now the general managers, it just start to do that.
Yep.
Like, is it really that hard? But I guess it is. So, hey, like you said, shout out to the NFL. Shout out to the referees. I do want to hear how you guys feel. So whoever get those interviews or whatever, put them out now, because that's going to be key to how they feel about that. And I mean, that's a big game too.
Yeah.
Brady's on the field. So it's like that's a big game.
Yeah. Brady just played the Rams in the Super Bowl a couple years ago.
Yes.
So yeah, that's a huge
like,
Yep. So we got some news about Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. Again, rest in peace to Chadwick Boseman.
Oh man,
gone way too soon. Brilliant actor. I haven't seen the new film. I think that's on Netflix, but I heard him and Viola Davis are getting Oscar talks. For that film. But Black Panther is set to begin filming in July. I would presume it's going to be again. Most of it will be filmed at Tyler Perry Studios in Atlanta.
Yeah.
Obviously, out in Africa as well. But they will begin filming in July. So that means, obviously, they have some type of blueprint of where this story is going. Now that unfortunately we lost Black Panther. And so they confirmed that Angela Bassett, who played the mom, Shuri's character, I forgot to pronounce her first name, but her last name is Wright. Latia Wright, I want to say.
Latisha, I think.
Yeah, who plays Shuri. Winston Duke, who plays M'Bakum.
Yep.
He will be back as well. No confirmation on Michael B. Jordan, but they did announce I forget his name, but Mexican actor. I think he plays in the Narcos series about Pablo Escobar, I believe. Yeah, he is actually going to be.
I forgot.
I forget his name too, but he is actually going to be the main antagonist. Okay. Now we've all speculated that it's either probably going to be Doctor Doom, which will also introduce Fantastic Four, or it's going to be Namor.
Yeah.
If I'm saying that right. Yes. Basically the equivalent to Aquaman.
Yeah.
The king of the seas.
Yeah.
And I'm basing off of who they casted. I would presume that that's probably the way that they're going to go.
Yeah.
I don't know if he will play. I don't want to say I can't see him doing that, because after Heath Ledger did Joker, I could see anybody playing.
Facts.
Nobody saw that coming. But
no.
and the way he did it. But I will presume that it will probably be Namor. But they also said that Shuri is going to have a bigger role. So from that, what would that presuming in your mind? And we talked about this off air plenty of times.
Yeah, we definitely. It's one of the two theories that we thought. If Michael B. Jordan wasn't going to step in, then they had to bring to which the comic book showed that Black Panther dies anyway. Ironically, and his sister Zuri takes over, and she got the little things now. She the new Black Panther, which makes sense in this time. Remember, the writer room and the owners are smart. Who's your VP? So of course it makes sense for a Black woman to step up into the one of the best roles ever played. You know, so it makes sense. So my presumption, she's gonna be the new Black Panther, and it's gonna be cold because now she's bringing the smarts, which I'm very excited about. Like I said, if you guys didn't know if it was a spoiler, my bad, but Black Panther did die in the film, but I think it was after they gained intergalactic.
You said the film. I'm sorry, it was the comics.
I mean the comics. Sorry, yeah. I think it's after they gained intergalactic civilization. But this time, of course, unfortunately, we lose Chadwick Boseman, so they kind of push it forward, which is cool. Still, but it still hurts that we don't get to see that man play Black Panther again, man.
Facts. Yeah, I just want to, see, just where they kind of go with the story. Obviously, Zuri's probably gonna become Black Panther. Just how are they gonna do it? How the ceremony again as well. The Black Panther has been mint.
Yeah.
So does she have to challenge? Will she? Will there be another female antagonist character? Or, potential traitor from the inside? Something. I don't know.
I didn't think about that. Will she have to be challenged?
Right. Because he was. So and twice. That's just to see how they write it and how they spin it, and then of course how they show tribute. I'm sure they'll say, they'll probably give them, in the credits, a tribute, but just to see how throughout the movie, and especially at the beginning, how they
probably hologram him, make him a Panther.
Well, they said they wasn't going to do that. So
I didn't see that. Okay, so how they gonna do it?
Yeah, they said they wasn't going to do anything digital or like a Star Wars or something.
Yeah.
In that thought. So we'll see. But
so
still,
do you think he pre-recorded some stuff that we just didn't know? Because they say he always did that early in his career.
Yeah, I think there'll be a lot of voiceovers. Or just maybe him talking to Zuri.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Also too, she has to go through the ritual where we saw, they get buried, and so all of that is burnt.
Yeah.
Killmonger did that.
Oh, dang, you right about that.
And then also she goes to the what do you call it? Help me out. You always talk about it. The ancestral plane.
Ancestral plane, yeah.
Yes, and she has to go there.
That's true.
So will she see T'Challa?
That makes sense. Why would it be him and the rest of the family or whoever were the Black Panthers? Yeah.
Right. So it'll be interesting to see how they do that, and I'm sure that they've thought about these same things. Hopefully, so we'll see how that plays out.
Do you think they because the last scene when they were in maybe Oakland or Compton, one of those, and you see my guy from the Chi, the young boy.
Who did the voice for Miles Morales in
Facts
into the Spider-Verse.
Facts. So do you think they start there? She's in there, it's already cultivated as a brand new spot, and then they move on, like she get the news or something that he's gone, then she has to go back to Wakanda, and then it starts like that? Do you think they'll start that way?
That's a possibility. Or she could be someone who trains the young kid.
Yeah, youngin.
Maybe she takes the mantle for now. But maybe she has a conflict. Maybe she doesn't want to really do it. Maybe, and he, is like her little apprentice or something. And he says, I'll step up, which then turns into Black Panther 3 and so on and so forth. So
I forget his name. I think Alex Hubert.
Okay. Yeah. So they can take this so many different ways. It's just you have to really think about everything that's already been done and how that story was going. Now, how do we spin it? And they can spin it. They can. It's just how are they going to do it?
Shoot, they need to put you in the writer's room. You already got you got 12 spin-offs for this.
Ryan Coogler, man. Hear me, man. I got an idea for Creed 3 as well. But yeah,
come on.
But yeah, man.
Go ahead and put the play in, bro.
Fact. So we had a epic versus.
Yes.
Epic versus. Between Jeezy and Gucci.
Gucci.
Yeah. We believe, you and I believe Gucci was the winner.
By far.
If you didn't see the battle, Gucci came out, first 2 songs with just straight diss tracks directly towards Jeezy. Call this man the B word, call this man the P word. Just very disrespectful. Jeezy was trying to be on his grown man, just stayed there, with his legs folded, was just chilling. And Jeezy played. Now, Jeezy has the bigger mainstream hits.
Yeah,
we're not going to deny that. And that's what he played. But everything went back to, I'm going to take y'all back to 05. All right. While Gucci did a mix, did mixtapes, did album cuts, new and old. He threw it all in there.
Yeah, he did old freestyles from his notepad, no pencil. Like, it's crazy. His
energy. I mean, I don't think this man sat down, at all. Nope. His energy, like he was performing. So why is everybody saying that Jeezy won?
I don't know. Maybe they bigger fans to Jeezy. Maybe they hate diss records, forget that it's a battle, so we don't go in to shake hands. Maybe later to say, what they did later made sense. But in that, I mean, it is a battle. Then it's not like Gucci versus somebody else. It's Gucci versus somebody who sent somebody to his crib to take care of. You get what I'm saying? So it's like it's gonna be animosity, and I get it.
Yeah.
We got to be black. We got to show blackness, and I get that. It's still a battle. He could have played at least one.
Facts.
He could at least.
Let's go. We all know the history. We know y'all don't like each other, and and I don't think it's still I don't think it's done. Jeezy's going around giving interviews saying, we put that in the past, but Gucci didn't come out like he was trying to put in. He looked like, if I could slap this dude, I would. So
yeah. He just was saying like he respect them, and I get it. I respect you at this point for bringing it together. But one thing's for sure, Gucci was chilling at his spot if somebody came in and tried to deal with him. And the person who sent them was the guy across the other stage. Now, Jeezy, one of my favorites too. But if you send somebody to do that to me, I don't think I could ever forgive you either. It's point blank. So, of course, I'm going to play 4 hitters and 4 battle songs. I'm going to play the truth, like he said. I'm going to bring them out. I'm going to take my coat off. You're going to take yours. I'm going to put mine back on. You're going to put yours.
Okay. Real quick. So you know what my favorite moment was. What was yours? And I'm going to do mine. What was yours?
Bruh, some told me when Gucci took his jacket off that Jeezy was going to take his off, right? Showing up, Gucci take that whole 7-foot jacket off, put it on the jump. Jeezy come out his. Mind you, Jeezy, you one of my guys, so I ain't playing. But then Gucci put his jacket back on, and guess who?
That was.
Yeah.
And rightfully so, because look at my opponent. Gucci had on $1 million decked out outfit, which was fly as shit. But then Jeezy, come on, man, a jersey and some shorts. Those shorts, wasn't the shorts?
I can't even remember at this point. Jeezy said Gucci said appraise my outfit. I'm like, damn.
Man, look at my I died watching that. I died laughing. Oh, that is the quote going into ending 2020, going into 2021.
Yeah.
That is the quote. When we start playing basketball again, I know, you got to throw that out there. Like,
Look at my opponent. Like, and we got to pay Gucci every time we say it, because hey,
Oh, he need to trademark that quick.
bruh, he got
That's gonna
quiet.
be on
Everything
every
got
shirt.
quiet. He said, "Man, just look at my opponent. Like, how do you do that? You only can be Gucci. Only can be Gucci."
That was hilarious. What's not so hilarious is COVID, right? It's still
Yeah.
happening. Biden and Harris, they say they got a plan. They're working on it. They promoting people and um, trying to get some things done, trying to make some things happen. Maryland, as well as other states and countries now and cities are starting their shutting down efforts. All right, restaurants, bars closing at 10, and a whole bunch of stuff. Still wearing masks, obviously. So that's just the stage one of going back to probably shutting down for another 30 to 60 days,
Yeah.
maybe even longer. Al Sharpton stated that Black people do not trust vaccines, right? So if we don't take the vaccine, then what is the alternative? And he's right. A lot of Black people don't and shouldn't. And he noted why we shouldn't as well.
Tuskegee experiment.
Okay, AIDS.
Right.
Syphilis,
Syphilis, all of this stuff, man.
crack. Okay. Yep. So again, if we don't take it, then what's the alternative?
Well, I feel like the people in power who knew about it months in advance should have did what Italy did and shut it down, but then either stopped payments or help them pay the rent, the car note, all of those things.
Right.
The only way that we would have stayed in is if we were getting money to then help us to continue not the lifestyle, but a lifestyle to live,
Right.
Or at least just cut all of that stuff out. If you don't do that for us, then we have to go work. We got to get out. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. Then it's unknown. They telling us this. They telling us that. So as a whole civilization, we thinking we don't know what to believe. I'm tired of sitting in this crib. I'm gonna go out here. I'm gonna go out there. That's all I'm seeing. I don't think the people in power really care for one and really implicated something for us to really live through this thing. You get what I'm saying? And get through it. I feel like we would have stayed more in the house if they just help us pay all this stuff, or at least stopped it for a while, like everybody else did. Not 1/1200, what was a blessing, but not 1/1200 that came out in April. So it was like that's the issue.
Yeah, I echo what you just said. If you just check the numbers, when everything was shut down pretty much up until July, you heard a lot of cases because that was fairly new, but then you don't give it a chance to take effect.
Yeah.
Right. Then you just reopen up everything.
Right.
And now you're getting more cases, obviously, again, because a lot of people were out during the summer, still out this fall, where you might have caught it. It's been lying dormant. Now you catch a common cold, and now, it's expanded to COVID. So
literally what we were saying like 5 months ago, what would happen?
Facts. So yeah, if you have to shut it down, because not just Black people, people in general don't trust taking vaccines. A lot of people still don't take the flu shot. So me too. So and also with the vaccines, why would I take it if I already have a precondition? Why would I take it?
Definitely. Thank you for saying that.
If I don't have all the facts and numbers, it just seems like, okay, we're just going to experiment and hope for the best. And you can't do that, because then that can ultimately cause more deaths. Now, do they care?
That's the thing.
Right. So, the more people that die off, the less people we have to pay these stimulus checks to. So
facts. Or Social Security, who they were thinking about in the beginning. So yeah.
Or welfare, or
yeah.
any other program that's out. So yeah, that's the goal for them. But the only alternative, and really the only solution, would be to shut everything down again, and really shut it down. And I don't know if the government should have these capabilities, but go around and start doing mass cleaning efforts, specifically with the air, buildings, with with roads, just a mass cleaning effort
I agree.
of the states and the community. So, but yeah.
I feel that. And then me as a person, now y'all do y'all research. But me as a person, when I think vaccine, then I'm thinking about flu shot, which is a vaccine. They put a purified form of the strand of flu that they think is gonna show up at the time. So you telling me you're gonna put a purified form of the COVID virus inside of me? I think not. Right? Especially if it's free. Because to me, and like I say, y'all do what y'all want, but if the government giving out anything free, I'm speculative. I'm like, why are you giving this to me for free? Why is this? Y'all don't give anything else free, but you're gonna get a flu shot for free. I don't know about that. So it's like, if they give this COVID for free, I'm gonna let y'all do what y'all gotta do. I'll wait 5 years from now.
I'm sure, lastly, and I'm sure that getting all these vaccines costs way more than paying out stimulus checks.
And that's a fact.
People, this is the HL podcast for our HL Tuesdays. We're bringing y'all the HL News Report. Again, people, check out our 5th issue of the HL magazine up right now on our IG page, HL Mag. Again, the 6th issue will be out right before Christmas time. We normally don't do a top 5 for the news, but we want to do a top 5 special edition since we got Thanksgiving around the corner. Shout out to all the men out there who are about to be, chilling on Thanksgiving. Normally, your lady cook or your mama cook, and when we just chill and do what we do. So our top 5 is the needs for a man on Thanksgiving. Okay. Right. So I wanna slightly brush through this quickly because Chief, I want to give you time at the end. So at number 5, rest. Right. Most of the time, you're off starting tomorrow, and don't go back to work until Monday. So just definitely getting that getting that rest over this break is critical. Number 4, games and relaxation, right? Again, just part of chilling and relaxing, right? Everybody got either a Monopoly or a Connect 4.
Right.
Every black person got a Monopoly or a Connect 4 in their house.
I agree.
Period. You got one of those two, or Uno, or or cards. One of those 4.
Got the spades going.
Fact. So and most people are still going to be with their families. So just be able to do that with your loved ones is very important. Having conversation at number 3, which I like that you added this one, Chief. This is very important, especially because of the times. Just to be able to talk about what's happening, get out how you're feeling, especially for Black people and Black men. This is definitely an important time to, again, be with your loved ones and just talk about what's happening and what's going on in this country.
I like to add that conversation is what put me who I am now. We all know I like to conversate, and during Thanksgiving, even when my family is cooking, it's conversation. When we sit down, it's cooking. My uncles, my cousins, like back in the day when I was 12, 13, they all would come over, and I would want to go upstairs to hear the combo. So where I am now is because of those conversations on Thanksgiving where people you don't see all year come in and just talk about everything. You know what I'm saying? Those are the best times to learn,
Absolutely. And number 2, the food.
Got to be on the list.
Okay. For every man, I'm hungry now. All right, waiting on this on this Thanksgiving. You know, whether you got turkey, Cornish hens, some ham, whatever, however you do it. You know, obviously everybody has stuffing, mac and cheese, rice. Make me hungry saying all this stuff.
Man,
String
what?
beans, peas.
You got me on the
Uh,
mac and cheese, dog.
hey, facts. You know what I'm saying?
Woo.
Hey, brown, slightly brown. How
It got to have a little brown on it. Got to.
yeah. I'm the same with a little bit. I be seeing some mac and cheese that be like damn near burnt. I'm like, oh, just a tad. I don't need it, maybe with some crumbs on,
Hey,
a little
you
bit.
crazy, bro.
Yeah, but I'm just saying.
Oh man.
And number one, of course, it has to be football.
For the man.
Right? Now, as black people right now, should we not support the NFL? But nevertheless, Thanksgiving and the NFL go like this.
Yeah.
Especially how the NBA and Christmas go like this.
That's true.
Right? So I don't care who you are. Most likely, there's going to be some NFL on your TV screen, and you're going to be watching one of the games. The biggest game that night is the Steelers and the Ravens.
Yeah,
that's gonna be a crazy game, especially with the Steelers undefeated. But of course, number one has to be football. So again, people, our top 5 needs for a man on Thanksgiving: you need your rest, you need to be able to have fun, games, but also relax. Having conversation with your family is very important. Of course, the food. Food and number one, football. But food and football, you could swap depending on how you like to roll.
Depending on how you work.
Hey, facts. Facts. So that is our top 5 special edition, people, for our HL News Report. Again, people, check us out on IG, TikTok, and Facebook at the HL Podcast. So, Chief, what is your special report as we close out HL News?
Man, on the special report earlier, you can go to USA Today, and I forget the other website, but I'm pretty sure it's everywhere, CNN. But an unexplained, and I'm going to read it for you guys, an unexplained metal called the monolith, discovered in remote area of Utah's Red Rock Country. Now, if you don't know what a monolith is, which I'm hoping I'm saying that right, it's a large single upright block of stone. This is a piece of metal, but especially one shaped into or serving as a pillar or a monument. So they found this weird thing just sticking in the ground. Don't look like nobody dug it up. Dug in there and put it there. It just looked like, to me, it looked like it fell there from something stuck in the ground, and then over time,
wow,
it just kind of grew, in my opinion.
Yeah. Okay.
But the shocking thing about it is people go up to it and touch it. Whoever found it, they're like looking at it, they're up close. And it just remind me of when archaeologists go and just open tombs. And we wonder what's wrong with what everything is. They don't watch movies.
Facts.
And go past movies. Let's thank God. Do you think God wants you messing with the undead? Because there's a plan with the undead later on in life when Judgment Day comes. And we got people moving tombs. Especially a lot of them in Egypt. Remember what happened in Egypt a while ago. And you moving those same tombs that had plagues on them. And you're going to go touch these things. And we're wondering what's wrong with humanity because we're messing with these things. And I guess this comes to the front of my mind because it's like we already have this spiritual battle going. And I think this stuff like this, messing with these things, now mind you, this could be anything. Somebody could go and put that there if they wanted to. But it's like messing with these things is adding to this spiritual warfare that we got going on right now. So ladies and gentlemen, if you see something that look like you ain't supposed to be touching it or even close, get on out of there. If you see a tomb, don't dig it up. Leave it there. Let them folks rest. Because it's a warfare that's going on called spiritual that we don't see because we're human. And I feel like we are playing to that when we're opening it and letting the spirit out. Touching these things and letting the spirits go. Stop touching stuff, man. Leave it alone. Let them rest.
Facts. Thank you, Chief, for that final report, man. Definitely appreciate that. Hey, shout out to Visions That Transcend for our setup here, for our background, man. Definitely appreciate it. Shout out to Blackwood's Creators as well, EEM Network, also the Harris Firm, Willpower Innovations, who back us on every episode and interview. Again, people, we will be back next Thursday. All right, for episode 66. We will also be on next Tuesday live as always. We don't know what we're gonna give y'all sports and news next week.
We'll let you know.
Facts. We got an interview coming up in December. Got a couple already scheduled in January. So we rolling. So again, people, we just want to thank everybody for tuning in. That's Chief. I'm Am Rock. Peace and love, everybody.
And peace.